born and brought up in New Jersey. I went to school in Philadelphia for a year, and then I went to North Carolina State University, and that's where I currently go. I applied for this internship, got in, and the first thing I did was type in Peoria events or things to do, and nothing showed up. So I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm not gonna be able to like socialize. I feel like I'm like gonna go to this small town, nothing to do. But luckily I was surprised, and extremely surprised at that. The first thing that I noticed when I first moved in was that there was about 40 or 50 interns living with me in the same apartment complex. So I was able to organize a group chat, and we had 50 or 60 people in one group chat, which was just amazing because every single day we would have a different event, like trivia night at Kelleher's, or we go to the courtyard and play bags, and every Friday night we all come together, play bags, and just hang out, relax, maybe have a beer, and just have a great time, like not worry about work, not worry about anything, and plan a weekend. The riverfront is an awesome place to go. We always go on Saturday mornings, play volleyball, we walk around the riverplex, and we just kind of mess around. Last Friday there was a barbecue festival, and we were able to see pig races, which I've never seen a pig race before because I'm from New Jersey and I've never seen one. So I saw little piglets running around and everyone was all excited, and it was a great experience. So the strawberry festival was like the most random thing. We saw that there was an event like 30 minutes away, and me and 3 other interns just decided to get in the car, go to the strawberry festival in the middle of nowhere, and it was a great time. Like, we went to this small town, we saw like old ladies with their clogs and they were clogging, and we went to this garage sale where I found this like old typewriter, and I thought it was awesome, so I bought one, where I tried to like negotiate and then bought one. But while we were there, we were able to see what it was like to be in a small town and how fun it can be. One of the biggest trips that we've had was going on the Fox River, and it was amazing because we had about 20 interns or so on this river, banging into each other, like swimming in the river. I personally got my own tube from Walmart. I blew it up and I just tied it to one of my friend's canoes, and I was like really just relaxed, like just hanging out. But it was just the best time because at the end of the trip, we just got a little lazy and we tied all our canoes together and just started relaxing, lounging, and the sun was going down. It was just like a great moment. I was really surprised that the food was actually really good in Peoria, so I went to a couple restaurants with my team, and my favorite was Blue Duck. Blue Duck has the best ribs and rib tips, so they literally just melt in your mouth, and I was surprised because I went to North Carolina and I always thought that they had the best ribs. But I might be wrong. Like, Peoria is actually like a pretty good place to eat. So when I first went into the internship, I thought I'd be the most social person. I'm pretty outgoing. However, I was like disproven right away. I noticed that a lot of people are extremely outgoing and are just ready to talk about anything and everything. And the diverse conversations that I've had with different people just really show that Caterpillar recruits people who are really intellectual and passionate about what they do. And it's easy to hear someone talk about something that might be something outside of your spectrum of knowledge, especially when they're so passionate about it. And it's great to see that sometimes from my own friends. So one day after work, we were a little bit bored, and we're like, okay, where can we go? And there turns out there's like a hiking spot, like only 10 to 15 minutes away. So we went to this hiking spot, and I guess we all had way too much coffee because we were just being ridiculous and having a great time, and I guess I got so close to these guys that I can really just be myself. So I was able to go to Chicago, and Chicago was an amazing time. It's only 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away or so, which I love Peoria for that because I never thought I'd be able to see the fireworks on the Chicago river or bay, and it was just amazing. I saw the huge like carnival wheel going around, and then I was able to see the fireworks going off and visit all my family in Chicago as well, and it's something that I definitely have never done before. And going to such a big city, you have the opportunity to go to all these restaurants, go around and see different buildings and architecture, and then at the end of the day you can just drive back home and be in Peoria.
Through Purdue, I've spoken with a lot of Caterpillar employees throughout different design programs and teams I've been on, and so all the employees just seemed very warm and heartwarming and very friendly and willing to talk about what they did, and it sounded like there was a lot of cool stuff going on, so that's why I wanted to come to Caterpillar. Through Caterpillar, it was set up a trip to the Peoria Chiefs game with us and a bunch of people from the Engineer Rotational Development Program, which was a nice way for us interns to network with younger full-time employees so that we could see what they were doing and hang out with them outside of work to kind of build our networks. And so we ate hot dogs and soft pretzels and just watched the Peoria Chiefs play, and it was a nice way to see Peoria and network with other Caterpillar employees. The intern program coordinator sends out a weekly email with all the stuff going on in Peoria, and so one of the other interns and I had seen that on Friday nights they do salsa dancing at the Contemporary Arts Center, and so we figured we're in Peoria, why not? And so we went, and they do a lesson, and then there's a social afterwards, and everybody's just dancing, and it's a great way to meet new people, and it's a nice workout, and just a fun thing that I hadn't done before. And we ended up enrolling in salsa lessons through the Peoria Parks District, and so it was a nice way of hanging out with that other intern and seeing Peoria. And we met some other Caterpillar employees that were full-time employees that's what they did for fun, so that was really neat. When they asked you where you work and you're like, oh, I'm a Cat intern, and they're like, oh, I work for Caterpillar, and then you figure out they work in like the building next door to you. And so that was just a really neat way to meet people in the community, but also just more people within Caterpillar. One of my favorite things from home is going to the farmer's market. And so every Saturday morning down on the riverfront they have a farmer's market with lots of local bakeries, local coffee shops, produce, and then like they have painting for little kids and balloon art and live music, and so it's just a nice way to go and hang out on the Saturday morning and get some delicious bread. And so a lot of the interns went every Saturday and went fairly faithfully, and so it was just a nice way to hang out. So the Tremont Turkey Festival happens in Tremont, and we decided to go out there because we heard it was a bigger festival, and they had carnival rides and like a little rummage sale, and then a bunch of arts dealers, and then a bunch of turkey. And it was a great way to hear the live music. The local library had a book sale going on, so that was really interesting. And it was a nice way of seeing the community, seeing another town, seeing some cool antique cars, and eating lots of turkey. One of the great things about Caterpillar is they set you up with areas where a lot of interns are living together. And so there were many interns just down the hall from us, just upstairs or downstairs. And so many nights we'd just be chilling and people would just come into our room and hang out, and then we could all go and hang out in the courtyard and play cornhole, and it was a nice way of just relaxing and getting to know the other interns while hearing about what they were doing at their jobs. So it was a nice way of networking, but also just hanging out and having those friendships. At the beginning of the summer, one of the things all the interns got together to do was we go to Kelleher's and play trivia every Tuesday night. And as someone who's really terrible at trivia, it was really fun because there were a bunch of other people who had very small niches of information that they knew. And so together we actually weren't half bad. And when we were bad, we took pride in that. And so that was a fun way to get to know people and have that social interaction when you had something to do, but you could make the small talk on the side. So that was a great first experience, and I'd highly recommend Kelleher's Trivia on Tuesday nights to anybody who is in Peoria. The intern program does a great job of putting the interns together the first couple days so that you can meet people that you didn't know coming into the internship. And from Purdue, I only knew 2 other interns that were here, and they were both not located in Peoria. And it turns out at orientation, I sat down next to 2 girls that went to Purdue, and none of us knew each other prior to that moment. And so it was a weird experience because, you know, it's nice knowing that I'm going back to school and I'll still be able to talk to them and keep that friendship going. And we have all of this summer experience to build on that. And just the connection between the interns has been fantastic, and everybody's been great about showing each other what we're doing and showing each other the different labs we're working in, and getting to hear about everybody else's experience just broadens your horizons to all the opportunities in Caterpillar. And it's something that's really exciting because you can see all these technologies that are being developed outside of your area, and it's a way of just meeting new people and expanding your horizons, so that way if you find something else you're interested in, you can look more into that and think about that for a future career.
Interns!